twisted because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like,
the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Skirt, 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 skirt. Start, skirt, 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 start, start. I be up in the way. 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 Running on my face. Gucci guilty on my face. I be up in the way. 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 Bedroom phone ring, girl in t-shirt answers me. I get off on the way that she answers me. First time saw her, I knew she was the one for me. Ever since then, we've been vibing on some chemistry. It's just a matter of time.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
He's my ride or die.
You're on the other side of
Yeah, he needs to sit right here next to me. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we need to get him a cup. I think we on.
Oh, we're live.
Hello.
You have the moment of silence?
No. Hello. We live.
We're on the head. We're on the head.
Welcome to the cocktail. Thanks, Smitty.
Thank
you, Smitty. I didn't hear that first. Welcome to the cocktail social. It's always happy. It catches me in the middle of doing something. I'm your host, Blue Waters. These are my socialites. Welcome back. I hope you got your cocktails. It's been a crazy week. A lot is going on, and I'm ready to just turn up.
I'm on that song.
Oh my goodness. This weekend it's just so exciting. So I want to give my beasties a happy birthday. Shout out to Shellas and Cam. It's a Scorpion season, so Scorpions are turning up, they stinging everybody and doing freaky shit. Some of them, a lot of them are hermits. No, I mean some because it's overrated. Y'all not as freaky as they not as freaky.
They ain't as freaky as they look. Because a Scorpio will give you that, you be like, damn, that motherfucker, he look like he got turned up. And they met man and they be like,
mom's maybe.
Mom's maybe.
They got some boring sex. They can be emotionally intense, but they
said mom's maybe.
Mom's maybe.
Yeah, that's what I feel like sometimes they are. But this is the cocktail social. And I mean, what's been going on in your world? See, last week I was all over the place because I hadn't been here in a minute, but now I'm back on the game. So I need to know what's going on with everybody. What's new? What's blue? Okay.
I don't really have anything. Oh, well, I do have something new. I'm thinking about going plant-based pescatarian. That's whatever.
Plant-based pescatarian?
Plus, either plant-based, more pescatarian than plant-based, but I'm trying to move in that direction. But in world news, oh Lord, I don't know what we missed.
At first I thought the same thing, but then
I
realized
you said what you say you were?
She ain't
plant-based.
No,
pescatarian.
I said I thought she was Baptist all this time.
I quit.
A Pentecostal.
Back to coaching.
I said, oh, she done found God.
No, but also this past week we lost a great man.
Yes.
Elijah Cummings.
His
funerals were this week.
Oh. It was today.
Yeah,
one of them
was
today.
Yeah, one of them was today. It was a glorious service. What I could catch of it sitting at my desk.
But, I didn't get to watch it.
Me either.
It was good. Lots of people had lots of great things to say.
I'm still reeling from Aretha Franklin's funeral. That thing was so long that I don't know if I.
Celebrity funerals are always long
Aretha's
because
was
you have
8 hours.
You can't nip it in the bud in an hour.
Yeah.
When they have so much of a legacy that they've left behind. You have people from all over the United States that have to come. They come and show their respect. So it's like. You can't sum it up in an hour.
But I think these folks did a good job of summarizing like how great of a man he was, how great of a leader he was, and how he was a great mentor to like junior and freshmen and things like that.
It was funny. I have a question because there was a little argument that broke out because of his funeral.
Okay.
And he can do it later. It was everybody kept saying how much he loved his wife, and they said that he just loved and he really adored his wife. Like everybody was talking about how much he loved his wife. And there were a lot of people that said, well, how come they didn't talk about how much he loved his kids?
Oh, but he did.
But people are feeling that he loved his wife more than his kids.
Oh, they can't possibly.
Hold on. This is where, because my thought process with it was, and because I'm still Baptist. Is that they said that when you get married,
forsaking all others,
your wife is God, and then the BPC, because I feel like God loves us and made us all, is God, and then your spouse.
Right.
Yes. Then your children.
Because the thing is, your kids gonna leave. They gonna go and find the people that they was meant to be with, and your ass gonna be sitting there looking retarded, or even fuck lonely, or you gonna be in their business fucking up their relationship because you don't have one.
In his situation, I think he was an example of what a loving relationship is supposed
Absolutely.
to look like.
Not only that, but like everybody who spoke about how he called his daughters the gifts that keep on giving.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no doubt.
People were stuck on the wife's situation. There were, and I'm not even gonna say people because mainly it was women who were saying that I put my kids before anybody and this, that, and the third.
Because half of these women out here done put a man before their child plenty of time.
But what I started thinking about, maybe they talking about baby daddies though. Maybe it's that issue. They not talking about husbands. They talking about.
That's true too. But even
I feel like you should put your spouse first. If y'all relationship is healthy, relationship is healthy and it's strong, you know what? For real, one thing that my father has been a great example of how to treat your spouse, because when you're a teenager and you feeling yourself and you may get a little disrespectful, he never let me disrespect his wife. Now there was a difference. I wasn't disrespecting my mother.
Right.
That ain't me.
That's you, Shug.
That's you.
Oh, that's your loud answer.
I was disrespecting his wife, and
like you got one of those old school phones over there. Like,
see,
all you hear on the other end is like.
Oh, look at the hello. You call cousin in?
Right. You over that bitch with the earpiece and the little mouth.
Oh, the funny thing is, I had one of those phones.
No, with the little, you had to hang it up like
that.
Oh my God.
It was a rotary. Because my great aunt had one sitting. It was a white phone, and it had a gold like rotary type thing.
It was a white phone with the gold end
on it. Debbie had that little French jobby where it was the long stick with the big gold. The real ornamental thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was real over the time.
Can you imagine trying to talk on the phone on that motherfucker with your boyfriend though? You got to
wait a minute. When she would go get that phone, she would lounge like her ass was Queen Sheba.
Okay.
I'm like, God damn, how you
she holding it like a microphone?
I didn't know how to be sexy with one of those phones. But
shit, you could be sexy with that damn phone.
Look, you know what I don't like about cell phones? I knew how to do everything like this. I had a phone just like this. I could wash your dishes like, yay, motherfucker. I'm coming out tonight. Been like, yeah, nigga, come pick me up, cause I'm on my way out to put my Rockaway on.
You used to piss me off when your parents used to make you get off the phone like that's why you can't do shit, cause your ass on the phone. But I find myself doing that shit to my daughter now.
Right, look
but
at
it's like, okay, I'm not, my hands are not occupied.
No, what I hate was when you on the phone, they pick up that bitch and start talking.
Yeah. Or start dialing. Right. Don't even listen for the dial. You just pick it up and I'm like, what the hell?
For the millennials watching.
Oh yeah. Well, look.
No, wait a minute.
Pause. No, it's not the millennials. See, here's the problem with people with millennials. People are getting it confused. The oldest millennial is fucking 40. The youngest millennial is 25.
Oh, well, shit.
Never mind.
You're talking about Generation Z.
Z.
Yes. Now that's born after 96.
99? Okay. Oh, Corey Z?
Yes.
I thought he was a millennial.
Because
who comes up with this shit? Like, who comes up and say who's Z and X and Y and all of that?
I'm technically Generation Y. Well, you know, you
Generation Y? You a Generation of Y?
Yeah. So my mother's Generation X.
I'm an X.
What was it?
We're X.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I thought it was X.
Oh.
We're Gen Xers.
Gen Y
so what the hell does the X mean?
Huh? Y'all after the baby boomers, because y'all ain't nothing like baby boomers.
At all.
Well, I mean, each generation do become...
And you can tell the difference. Like, there's shit that my father will never understand that my mother can do. And I'm like, well, clearly that's where the divide is.
Yeah, well.
But everybody keeps saying millennial this, millennial that. No, millennials are old as fuck.
So, okay.
Wait a minute, hold up now. I resent that shit. You ain't gonna say
I'm not a millennial. I missed it by
You're a late Gen 8, Gen X.
I'm an early Gen Xer.
No, you're late. An early Gen X is 65, baby.
You're right.
Oh.
Right. You announce yourself. You better start knocking when you come up in here.
Smitty said we can't order our hot wings.
Can't order hot wings.
Right. I'm like,
this is the Cocktail Social. This is Be Exposed Radio.
Pork chops and lima beans.
Go grab your cocktail and join us after these.
You've got time.
You got time.
Yeah, plenty.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I thought you was gonna have my money today.
Man, it is what it is.
Then last week you told me your wife was cooking.
Man, it is what it is.
Then again, I don't think I want your wife cooking because you don't like it.
Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K. Check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio. It is what it is. 9/11.
Are they ready to? I know they're not ready to accept it, but yeah, exactly. That's my whole thing. Like, how many of them are really ready to think about it like that?
None.
You know, like
I think the problem is like I don't even know how we got here, but it's inbred. You're not born to hate people. You're not born to distinguish between black and white and Asian and Hispanic. That's something that you're taught. You're taught. Point blank, period.
Straight up.
My daughter came home and told me that her white teacher was black. Maybe it's because it's how she treated her. She don't see any color. But when it comes to all her friends, all her friends are mixed. All of her friends have a white parent, black, African, Hispanic, other parent.
So
children don't see color. You breed your children. Not breed.
Right.
You raise your children to see that.
Yeah, most definitely.
They don't see racism.
Well, I guess
I met a little girl who had a black doll, and she said because the black dolls are prettier than the white dolls. But then I've taken a black doll and a white doll and put it in front of two kids. And it's a study that they've done before. You put it in front of two kids, and you put it in front of a kid, and you ask them which one is the nice one.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K. Check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9 a.m.
White keys only have this bitch jumping.
Okay. If I sit around, hold up. Look. If I sit around, hold up. Yeah. Rebel Rough.
If I sit around, I'ma smoke some more. Wasn't even thinking about smoke before, but I'm in my head and I'm in the bed. Don't know who I am, like I'm wearing a mask. Working mode, tell him where the cash. If you wear the cash, tell him where the cash. If you playing for you, gon' run it back. Don't make promises, but I promise that. Don't promise me, cause I ain't into that. Fell in love with that and got hurt from that. Now it's all over and the curtains back. Can't see you not noticing that. I'm letting it go, it ain't holding me back. Yeah, I'm on dice, but ain't come for the crack. Drinking with uncle, we only do jack. How I'm alive, I thank God for that. Praying about it. Things getting better. Open it up with my name on the letter. Why you crazy about it? Saying whatever. You shy to be you. You know you gotta be you. Sometimes I need privacy too. Yeah, you know I ride. You know I ride. And you know you ride for me too. Yeah, you know I. Look, you like getting that hit for real. When it's me and Murray, just us, we chill. I'm in a rush to get off to get you. Never ever had to floss to get you. Pay the dues that it cost to kiss you. Rug burns on the carpet with you.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, dog. Throw this in there. Had to dedicate this to the homie out of New Orleans. Break. Said she wanna bump that. We gonna do it. Go ahead, do it.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange radio show.
Any trouble, because I get into any trouble, but I had a problem that this then became a discussion at that workplace environment. Now, the discussion was I should have been more sensitive. In what way was my first response? And I guess when I had to meet with that said person who had the issue with the person who was said leader of that organization.
Okay.
I said, well, to that person, how would I have known that? Well, you should have asked.
I think so. You want my opinion?
It was a circle, and I was willing to go on that merry-go-round.
You are better than most.
Yeah.
I think that's normal when you're in a group and there's norming. Most of the time when you're in new work environments or you're in a space where you're getting to know people, it's normal now to ask for people's preferred pronouns. You wouldn't have known that.
Normal to who? What is normal?
Well, you work in social. You work in social innovation and
my pronouns, so it's not normal to me.
You don't, but I think because I feel like the person was probably offended because they felt like you were not honoring whoever they are, right? But you wouldn't have known that.
Still to this moment, I don't know what their pronouns are. So in that
they didn't offer
circle, we still don't know. So I'll go as far as saying I perceived it to be.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Cocktail Social. I'm your host, Blue Waters, and
hi.
We are joined by our fifth socialite.
Hi.
Kable, who has been missing in action, and
he got jumped down in the alley.
Showing them
by two guys wearing a MA.
Where the mega hat?
Make America
great again hat.
Does he smell like bleach?
So they beat your ass too.
Yeah,
Lord,
my story for real though. My story is great.
What was you doing down in the alley in Baltimore City in the first place?
Subway sandwich. My story is real.
I was starving, no.
That's how his arm got hurt. He was doing all that motherfucking motion.
I didn't knew that.
Good Lord.
Oh, get that lettuce off his back.
I just had a sandwich. I really looked.
Almost invited your
Oh God.
Oh my God.
No, I did.
Oh, okay. I can't find
So,
I can't find it.
Today's Cocktail Social is going to be it's going to be all over the place today because I was just all over the place this week. I don't know if y'all had a weird week, but it was just all over the place. That was sexy.
Thank you.
So hot.
Thank you.
So, the first question, did anybody see the Tank interview?
The fuck is happening?
No, but I meant to. I put it to my save till later.
The Tank interview.
Yes.
Where he said, he had said that if you suck a man's penis,
You're not gay.
it does not make you gay if you suck the penis.
No, what he said.
Well,
sex.
so that's where this is. I've been hearing about it, but I didn't know
I don't
the
think he
context.
said if you suck it. I think he said in the context of how often. Like if you did it in experimentation, that doesn't make you gay.
I would agree.
So,
Turn it down, Slim.
See, there you go.
That's always on mute. I don't know what happened.
So
First lady.
basically, that's what my first question is. Cocktail question is: does having a sexual encounter with the same sex make you gay, or does being gay encompass more?
Look at encompass.
I say.
And I want to hear what the females have to say. What you think?
If
your man,
it's kind of a double standard. I'm gonna say it's a double standard.
Say that, ma'am.
Because if a female goes out here and she has sex with another female, whether that's just oral or just some type of physical touching or whatever, it's not looked at as gay as if you a male that been with another man. So as a female, okay, you could say, well, as anybody in general, you could say, well, you might be around somebody, but I think I might kind of like that person, but I'm not quite sure. And it could be the same sex, and you like, well, I don't know, and you young, and you don't know what you like yet. And so you go out there and you have that encounter, and then you say, that's really not for me.
This might happen.
Oh, the scissoring?
I'm sorry.
Oh no. That was a bad visual. Click bumping.
Yeah. It really was like, so anyways.
I don't know, it's
so
like.
is the issue penetration?
She can.
I don't know.
If you go out there and you have. Is anybody listening to it? That's all I want to know. Is everybody
Yeah, we listening. Go ahead.
But I just don't think that it makes you gay, because if you go out there and you have that experience and you feel like, okay, that's really not for me, then I don't think that makes you gay. But if you prefer to live your life with, because it's about preference. It is. Because just because you're gay don't mean you don't like the opposite sex. You can go out there and have relations with people of the opposite sex, but your preference is a man or a female, the same sex relationship. So that's your preference. So that makes you gay. Now, if you out here and you just, you might be feeling some type of way one day. You just be like, you know what?
You might have had one too many of these drinks.
One too many drinks.
And it's like you vibing with the chick by side.
Right, and next thing you know, you got a titty in your mouth. And you like, well, damn. You don't necessarily like titties. I'm just saying, I'm throwing out scenarios. Don't try to make the shit interesting. Don't kill the messenger.
One day you can be watching the Scarlet Letter in your brother's bed, and then the next thing you know,
like this.
be horizontal.
I've been at the bar, and not to put no particular people out there, but I've been at a bar next to a European female, and by time I'm sitting there, we talking, I'm having fun over here. Now they want to try to kiss you while you sitting on the bar stool. Like, nah, back up, bro.
Hold on,
like, cause. Well, I'm about to say something
down,
that might be controversial, but I'm not gonna say that. But I'm just saying, if I was going to go with a female, it wouldn't be that.
Oh God.
Oh, you like dark meat?
Oh
yeah, I would prefer
more legs.
The black of the. I'm talking about eBay from Good Times Black. I'm talking about a blue black, got purple undertones. The bitch look like a raven.
Oh my God.
It's black, but at a certain light, it might look purple. You know what I'm saying?
Straight through midnight. So, what you're saying is
I don't know what she's saying.
What she's saying is
I said a couple got you did. You want me to bring it back? You know what I'm saying? I can bring it back. But all I'm saying is, just because you have an experience with the same sex does not make you gay. Gay is your preference and what you prefer to be with.
So is Tank sucking dick?
We don't.
I don't think Tank is sucking dick. I think what I got from the conversation.
Maybe he got sucked.
Perhaps. Now, is the dick sucker gayer than the dick sucky?
Well, that's where my question will lie is. You have a lot of guys that feel as though they just like to get their dick sucked. It don't make them gay. Lips is lips.
True story.
You know, I don't know.
Same way as a female.
You know, lips is lips. They don't look at that as gay. I mean, I like to meet those men.
It burns.
We are the same team.
Oh, right up my nose, it burns.
Baby, whatever you say.
You sing on that shit.
I ain't gay. I know.
You sure ain't.
You sure ain't.
You sure.
Look, one arm and all. He like, this one still works.
Right. Girl, I don't use no hands. That's
hands free.
Well,
I hear that.
I like hands. I like all of that shit.
Oh,
I think
Mind your teeth. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. As long as you don't I like a little teeth scrape, just a
if you can bite on a bit, a little bit, maybe.
Just a little.
You know, not bite.
A grazing, not a bite, but a grazing.
Like a grazing.
Yeah, it's a grazing.
I know of a certain somebody who likes to bite.
Oh.
I don't want to.
Now see, if I was a dude and I had a penis, I don't know if I would trust a bite.
So okay, hold up. I got bit for real one time.
No.
Not on purpose?
I was dating this chick down the
When
projects.
she sneezed while she was sucking some shit?
Nope, I was dating this chick down the projects. Me and her got into No. We had an argument like a week ago.
Oh no, see, fuck that.
And then she held that shit over, so we finally about to fuck. I'm like, ooh, baby, we over it. So she started sucking my dick. She said, you thought I forgot that shit? I'm not gonna say that.
I was about, you know what? I ain't gonna say that
Don't
either.
say that.
I was about to say that bitch would have fucking been bludgeoned in that motherfucker. I'm about to grab the nearest item. I don't know what the fuck it is, but whatever it is, it's close by. You better hope it's something a little more.
All I'm saying is that I had to get stitches on my dick.
No.
That's hateful.
She Lorena bobbing at your ass?
It didn't come off, but she put a gash in there.
Oh, so you got a scar on your dick?
It's a very faint one.
Oh no!
See, but
how do you get? Let's examine this. Now see right here is where the teeth was scraping. Those was clearly the blade teeth in the front.
Listen, y'all, Smitty.
I'm so glad I don't have my
now we drunk. Now we the drunk.
Cut off. You're cut off.
God damn it, Smitty! You don't bring another drink out here. I swear to God, I'll kill you.
I have.
What you about to say?
Kill him dead. Kill him dead. I have no issues with what Tank said. You know, everyone has a preference. You know, everyone.
Who thought that he would have issues with what Tank said?
Of all people, we talk about assless pants, yo.
Who thought that he would have an issue with what Tank said?
I mean, I ain't coming for you or not. I'm just saying, we know you ain't got nothing to say about him. You know what I'm saying?
I understood what he was saying. I think that everybody who experiments, if you experiment, you want to figure out.
Let him speak for himself.
I mean,
no, go ahead.
He was in pause. He was on pause.
Because they'll put him out there because you know he got to pay an assless checks out there.
My God.
No shit.
Anybody who files it, you ain't.
And what I will say is,
That's why we sit on the
What you say is what?
What I will say is not everyone can wear assless chaps, and you wear them well.
Thank you.
You did look good at them. Now I give you that. You look good in your chaps.
You saw
And your butt
you
was.
damn right I saw. We saw.
I'm saying it was in his Facebook story.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Couple episodes ago, we was in here.
Didn't you do that shit last week? No, he did that shit last week because I was sitting there on Facebook at work and I'm scrolling through my stories. What the fuck? The girl next to me.
But see, this how you.
Then she looking at me.
You see how the lines start crumbling apart. Then he told us they were accidentally uploaded, didn't you? Isn't that what you said?
That was the last one. This one was purposely done.
What I will say is
the first response was good, so he said, "Fuck, I'm gonna do it again."
Oh, no.
I'm gonna tell you, your skin is flawless. I'm gonna give it to you. You look good with your shit. You could be a model. You could be a model. You could be a goddamn model. Be a motherfucker with the chocolate on shit.
Back to the question. Does having a sexual encounter, because we got off on the table.
Yeah, we did. We went to we apologize, you know, because, you know, we suffering all from
Cheers to Cable's ass. It's brought us so much joy tonight.
We sorry.
To Cable's ass.
To Cable's ass.
To Cable's ass.
To Cable's ass. To Cable's ass. To Cable's ass.
I'm an offer.
I see him on. I see my
Hit the mic. It's like a dog.
Get that to the question.
Asian redhead too. He gonna
That's right. We went off on a whole
Does
fucking
having
rant.
a sexual encounter with the same sex make you gay, or does being gay encompass more?
I can get it.
And so the seriousness of it is that he's catching a lot of flack because what he said was one encounter doesn't make you gay.
It don't.
Agree.
2 encounters doesn't make you gay.
It don't.
Agree.
3 encounters doesn't make you gay.
I'll agree.
Man, if you're doing this shit on a regular goddamn basis now, you're telling that you goddamn sure. You may not be gay, but you're damn sure a freak. If nothing else, you a goddamn
now,
freak.
can I say something?
It ain't
It's
no
a
wrong
whole
with being a
lot
freak
of
if that's what you want to do.
So what I would say is this: a lot of people put things off as being gay, straight, and bisexual and everything, and it's just a lot of freaky people.
Yes,
And it's not that they're gay; they just want to get their rocks off.
You can be, man, you can be so goddamn horny, be like, you know what? If I don't get this shit off some type of way, I'm gonna
Listen.
kill a bitch.
Let me tell you something.
And a motherfucker come up and be like, you know, hey, and then you be like, oh shit,
I don't know about
shit.
that.
Listen, I don't know how many. So I'm hard pressed to find an adult who watches the show Big Mouth.
I love
Big
it.
Mouth was
that's
funny
my
as
show.
fuck.
It's funny as Bubble Bath.
Bubble bath. So what is Big Mouth?
So Big Mouth is an animated series that focuses on middle schoolers and the hormonal shift that happens in middle school.
My Lord.
So I don't feel like it is an appropriate show for children, but for adults who actually live that life, like I feel like it is everything. It is pure comedy gold. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They have hormone monsters and the whole 9.
Mm-hmm.
I am that
Ricky
kid.
Old when it makes me like.
Yeah, but I am the Bilzerian kid. Like this kid is
The
fucking
fucking pillow?
pillows and turkeys.
But what about the girl? You remember the black girl that was
He's got female pillows. He's got a turkey. Like he's fucking everything. Anything that makes him come, that's where he is. And I just feel like if you are not gay, but you decide that every once in a while, like I like you.
Yeah, because it's
we vibe on a whole other level.
Because
you make me tingle all over.
Yes,
I want you to touch me in the morning.
Yeah.
Boom.
And the thing about it is,
and then walk away.
Right, and then walk away, and then it could be another day, and it's just like, hey, I like the way you blink your eyelashes. Talk that dumb shit to me again. Oh, really? Let's see what it really do. Like, I mean, it could happen.
I mean, but yeah, I had a situation with a guy who straight, and he wanted to.
Right, got to do this.
He was no, but seriously, he was curious, and I always hit on him because I just say I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna get him, and we eventually did something.
He's a transformer,
and we did something the first time, and it wasn't that great. So when I was excited, but it wasn't that great. But he wanted to do it again, and I was just like, no.
No, thank you.
So it kind of blew his head, it like blew his mind. He like joined the military and everything, came back and had wife and kids.
This motherfucker said I gotta get some more macho in me.
No, but I'm being so serious.
That's some bullshit.
So I think you rejecting him, turning him straight.
I don't know.
I think that's where I was too. I was like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck did you do to him?
I guess because I was the first guy he dealt with, and I guess he liked it, and he wanted to do it again.
And he was like, nah.
So
he was probably trying to prove he could do better.
I don't know what he was trying to do.
Anything you can.
I don't know. I know one time.
I don't know, but I know when he tried the second time, I was like, no.
I fucked this chick one time. My pussy was so good, I slid in and nutted. And I prayed for another chick. I slid in and nutted. That pussy was fat as a, and it was good. And as soon as I went in, and I said, and then I thought to myself, damn. And she didn't want to give me another chance because I nutted real quick. I understand, but I really wanted to fuck again.
Yeah, but this is the thing. The comeback is everything. The comeback. When you, because I don't know off about. This shit is funny. This shit is funny on an internal level because I
had a situation like that.
Yo, I really was like digging on this dude, right?
He clutched the pearls over there.
Yo, Yo, we get that shit. That motherfucker was like, yeah.
How do?
I'm like, dude, like that. It wasn't even the fact that he did it quick, because it was like, you know, shit happens. My thing is, it's the recovery. Now, if you get that motherfucker, I'm like, hey, you want me to get some more condoms? Like, what you want to do? And you like, I don't know. Just let me get myself together. Nigga, it's a yes or no question. Either you want to do it again or you don't.
Here was the problem.
Yo.
She was real good. Like I was choking a little bit, and I was sucking her titty, and then I slid in, and it was raw too. And so when I slid in, that shit was like throbbing and shit. And then she did one of them fucking Kegel shits when I got all the way in.
Oh, the bitch,
something went,
it grabbed it.
And I blasted all.
Well, you clutching your breath like
La. Don't listen.
I want proof. Show me the evidence.
Exhibit A. He is the blue dress that she was wearing at the time of the.
You said she did what in what position? Let me see if I can.
But you know what I said? Your forehead should smell like shit right now.
My God, that one totally left. I'm going on to another question.
Yeah, please.
I don't want this
Next question.
No, because there's a joke that goes along with that.
Next question.
I don't want to know the joke.
I gotta tell a joke. Come on, let me tell a joke. Look, it was a dude that had to go to the dentist, right?
All right.
So he was going to the dentist, and you know, he decided he was gonna eat his lady's, you know, shit before he went and shit. Mm-hmm. So he gets to the dentist, you know, the dentist checking him out. He was like, you know, he was a little nervous, he mouthwash and all this shit, you know, is everything okay? And he was like, yeah, but you know, one thing, you know, I noticed you've been eating pussy. So he said, well, is it that my breath smells like pussy? He said, no, your forehead smells like shit.
No. Boom, 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 boom.
So what's the next question?
Yeah.
The bitch was sitting on his face.
I got it.
Now was on his fucking
I got it.
You know,
I got it.
I'm just saying. That's just what it was. I'm just saying. Look, this is not my joke.
I like to give a
It's not my joke.
But you could have been sucking dick backwards and the same thing could have happened.
That's true, but all I'm saying is he was worried about his breath smelling like pussy when all reality it wasn't his breath. It was the fact that his forehead smelled like shit that he knew that he was eating pussy.
That's disgusting.
What's
the next
Yeah, well, anyway. I'm sorry. I digress.
Moving right along.
Yeah, like he ain't never played this shit before.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker over here. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So he
just got off a horse with no motherfucking ass in your pants. You know what I'm saying? But then you gonna tell us.
You talking about you in them chats again.
Knowing that motherfucker fought.
But I'm saying that motherfucker look good in them chats though. I'm gonna give it to him. You look good. Don't let nobody take that shit from you. You look good when you did it.
So next cocktail question, because we can't talk about Tank and his penis situation.
What happened?
I forgot all about Tank.
So we're gonna move forward.
Yes.
When we
changing the dials.
Yes.
Changing the dials. Share with all that's going on in Baltimore and around the world and things. Let's change the dial.
Dick down.
Share a hope you have about the future.
Hope?
I share a hope.
For myself or for the city?
Yeah.
A hope.
Share a hope.
I have a dream that one day. Oh shit! I'm gonna need that shirt.
And the reason
I'll share a hope.
Go.
I hope that all the things that I'm doing as far as like entertainment, TV, everything that, you know, I prosper in that and it becomes something bigger and major where I'm making, you know, money and enjoying what I do. And the other hope is that Trump finally get out of office.
Well,
listen. Well,
you know what I love about what you do, Kable, and this is real shit because I fuck with you a lot, but what I love about what you do when you were talking about your mission statement with having two men talk about soap opera and everything is that I love that it's breaking down some walls. Because I personally feel like nobody should give a fuck when anybody watches, does, whatever. Like everybody should just enjoy. And if you find people who generally enjoy and that you can sit and watch, Amen. I wish she was around when Passions was on. I fucking love that show. In between classes, I would watch As the World Turns, God and Light, and fucking Passions.
Is that the one with the witches and stuff in it?
Yeah, and look, that show was funny. It was a little Latino girl. She would come on and give you the whole rundown of the whole show every day.
Yeah,
she would say it real fast.
But I think a lot of times we put too much. I mean, we put too much on what people should be doing. If you're a male, you should be doing this.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
you're a female, you should be doing this. If you're gay, you should be doing this. We put too much. First of all, everybody out here has a little bit of each other in them. Like, to be honest, our crew, we are so different, but yet so the same. That it's like, it doesn't matter what your preference is, what
You know what my nickname in my family is?
Oh, yeah.
Big Mama.
They call me Big Mama.
Oh, well.
I used to hate that shit. But
saying,
then it got to the point where I was like, God damn if I ain't Big Mama, because I'm cooking food and bringing people over.
I try to
Well, I'm trying to be Big Mama. When we
but see, you dangerous though, because see, I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie and I like
I don't know how
food.
you trying to meet Big Mama. All I'm saying,
I said cooking.
I
said what you cooking.
Everything.
What's your hopes for the future?
but real shit. That was something that especially in the black world, was reserved for the women and all that other shit. We have all this stuff left over from slavery about what our roles are in society, and we carry that super hyper masculine or these antiquated feminine ideals around when it don't mean shit.
Right.
Like everybody needs, we need everybody. I don't care what the fuck you about, what you do, we need everybody. Like, it makes me happy as shit when I see Laverne Cox sitting in a room full of rappers and none of them, they're respecting who she is while telling jokes, because that's what we fucking do. We all tell jokes. But they're still respectful and they respect who she is.
Right.
And I think that shows you, well, first of all, I think black people are always at the forefront of making those changes. Because whenever you see, it's always a black person that does something first. When I first learned about Stonewall, when I found out it was black people who started that whole situation, I'm like, I'm not fucking surprised. That's what the fuck we do. We
are creators. We're naturally creators.
Oh, absolutely.
And then they steal from us.
And I will say this.
Yeah, and that's why I ain't even mad. But look, remember
say that again.
Little Richard used to say it on, and they don't give me credit for nothing.
Is that for black people in the United States, it's an illustration of how resourceful and resilient we are.
Absolutely.
And despite all the things that we've been through, we've been kicked, we're even just look at the situation that happened with the young man who, the police officer that shot the guy.
Yeah,
in
his house.
In his own house. And his brother hugs her. Even though everybody was in uproars about that, it still showed that how we are as a people, that even if you kick us while we're down, we still can take the upper
even
hand.
if you don't agree with it, I get exactly what you're saying.
I understand that.
But me personally, I know that if I was in that situation, that I probably would not have done that. But at the same token, just the fact that he's able to do that, and he's not the only person that's ever done that. There have been many. And sharing a personal story, my aunt did the same thing when my cousin was killed. She was like, before, I don't want to see that young man go to jail. I don't want to see him taken away from his family. I just want him to know that he took somebody away from me that I really love. But she was really forgiving. And my ass was like, "From motherfucker." Stir that point. I was like, shit. Snipe that ass.
Right.
Right, that was me. But she was that way.
I know we gotta go to break.
We have to go to break. So grab your cocktails. This is the Cocktail Social. This is Be Exposed Radio, and we are the Socialites. Join us after this commercial break.
Yes. See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where I'm at is like.
Share the same respect. What is happening? things that we've overcome. Full of unspoken battles we've won. You're so much better than that. Sometimes the truth ain't always catchy as rap. Stop chasing cheese or you'll get stuck in a trap. Go get your crown and never render it back. No, it's blasphemy. Why would you treat yourself like that? Stop all that blasphemy. We didn't come this far just to fall.
There's a rumor going around that Tyler Perry and Oprah are beefing. Well, let me tell you about this. Tyler, okay, told Oprah, bitch, if you don't have my money, we're going to have a problem. Ooh. Oprah said, what is the problem? Ooh. You said if I don't have your money, there was going to be a problem. So Oprah is standing her ground like, bitch, I'm in charge. Yeah, you know, you may have a $250 million studio over there that you film all your shows and movies and stuff on, but I have the empire. That's what Oprah said.
Oh, these are her exact words. Allegedly.
I made this up. But
allegedly.
I made it all up.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're live.
Welcome back to Cocktail Social. Welcome back to the Cocktail Social. I'm your host, Blue Waters. Every damn time.
Hey, Smitty!
They always saying something. These are my socialites, and we were discussing a hope for the future. What is your hope for the future?
Some hope and some help.
You know what? God. My hope is that people will stop.
Who's the door?
The way she went in, I had to prepare myself.
You thought I was gonna get on my soapbox and shit.
Oh, you had it. It's a fine box right there.
I mean, okay.
Old school,
you know
fantastic.
What? Go to somebody else. Go to somebody else.
No, go ahead. You already started.
No, I'm gonna say some shit that I probably shouldn't say.
No, say it.
Tell your story. Go ahead.
This is no judgment.
All I'm saying is,
I like that stone.
oh, thank you. This is a pyrite.
I really like it. That's a nice piece.
Thank you.
I think everybody has a stone on, don't they?
I love it.
Mine's just highlight and rhododite.
See how ADHD just kicked right on in?
Because she was in the middle of a conversation.
No, because we started talking about stones and shit. I'm just saying, I was just going with the flow of the conversation.
So go ahead. What's your hope for the future?
Is there any alcohol in here?
Child,
is it
what you talking about?
How dare he even ask a question like that?
Swallow big gulps, you'll find out.
You should swallowing big gulps.
It ain't salty, that's what the problem is.
Oh, yeah.
That's not what we are.
We gotta focus.
I'm trying to pull them out.
Share that hope you have about the future.
My hope is that they will finally give black folk credit for certain shit. Because there's a lot of denial going on out here.
Well,
not a river in Egypt.
I think we expect them to give us credit. We need to give ourselves credit.
That's true.
Say that. I think that's what the thing is. We're waiting on them.
And that's true because it's like we almost like look for validation through others. Where it's like, okay, why we can't give validation amongst ourselves?
Or, you know what I hate? Why are we so quick to believe a lie and not the truth? You have black people who believe wholeheartedly and still quote the Dred Scott. Is it Dred Scott? No.
Dred Scott.
Not Dred Scott.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry for the noise.
Who was the guy? It was what they based Jim Crow and everything off.
Willie
Lynch. Thank you. They believe Willie Lynch, which we know was created. But they don't believe that COINTELPRO was real.
Are you kidding me right now?
Oh, absolutely.
First of all, it's a lot of disbelief on both sides.
COINTELPRO, it sounds like a movie. It sounds like it was complete fiction.
Have you never read the Assata Shakur?
But the thing is that now we know, and people don't recognize the fact that Martin Luther King was assassinated by this country, that Malcolm X was assassinated by this country, that and the country has admitted it. The U.S. has admitted it.
Yes.
But people don't believe it, but they will still quote Willie Lynch.
But this is where I'm at.
All day long.
This is where I'm at. Now with the whole forgiveness tip. Now, we are forgiving people. But at what point do you stop forgiving? Because you taking my babies out of here. You taking my brother out of here. You taking my sister out of here. You taking my mother, my father, my family members out of here.
But time out.
At what point do you say, you know what? Enough is a fuck enough.
Forgiveness
and
forgetfulness are two totally different animals.
I'm sorry?
Forgiveness and forgetfulness are two totally different animals. I can forgive you because the forgiveness is for me. It ain't for you.
Correct.
So if I choose to forgive, it don't necessarily mean that I forgot.
That's true
it
too.
It means that I'm
it doesn't mean I'm not still going to try to get your ass in jail.
But
it means that I've had to let this go so I can move past and do the work necessary to make sure this stuff doesn't happen again. Not only but for me, but for other people. Coretta Scott King was talking about forgiveness because she said that she struggled with it, and everybody expected her because of her Christian beliefs and values. She said she struggled hard with it, but she had to forgive. But see, here's my thing about Christianity and the Bible.
Come on,
is that number one? This is what really pisses me off about it is that and I am a Christian. I do consider myself still to be a Christian because I do follow what Jesus said because I think Jesus was radical enough that he falls into my belief system of love. But when it comes to the Bible, I refuse to give white people credit for a book written about a bunch of black people. And I refuse to give them any ownership of it because Judaism started in the Sudan. It was what people when they move around?
Diaspora.
Nomad. It was a nomadic religion, like many East African religions, and it falls into very African things of monotheism, of meditation, of all of the things that are in so many religions, right? And all the polytheism, all of that, it's in Judaism, and Jesus was a Jew. And I literally don't want to give them ownership of a book about a bunch of black people, which is why.
But problem
that's
is
why they did.
They altered it.
No, but hold on. Let me finish though. We know that they altered it. We know that when they decided what was going to be left out, what was going to be put in, and all that other good stuff, turn this into a prostitute and everything. But here's my belief in God is that what was supposed to get through got through. And when it came to freedom, you literally gave these people, my people, a book on how to liberate yourself. Because they use the Bible.
If you know how to read it, though.
Exactly.
If you know how to read it. Because most people not read it in the context it's supposed to be.
Nat Turner. And all of these super black political people bring up Nat Turner, and they always want to at the same time bring down anybody who still is a Christian. But Nat Turner, when he learned how to read and comprehend what the Bible was saying, he was like, oh no, this shit is wrong. We got to get through this.
And another thing, you cannot, even with reading, it's been said, if you want to hide it from a black person, put it in a book.
That's some bull crap.
And the thing about it is, reading is so funny because I just had this conversation not 24 hours ago. But when you're reading, it's more than just pronunciating the words. People think, because I can say what this word is that I'm reading. But no, you have to comprehend it. And when you break it down into definitions, you got a first definition, second definition, Middle English, all these different things is what makes you really be able to read. So now you have words that are used in different contexts. So if you don't know what that is, you could be reading something and it means totally different than what it's meant to be read.
And with that, we're going to go to commercial break. This is the Cocktail Social on Be Exposed Radio. It was getting good. And join us, get your cocktail after these messages.
Yeah.
After these messages. Y'all sound
like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. So deeply wounded, but don't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. So you just sit there and you suffer in silence. Your pride won't let you just uncover your secret. Don't wanna look weak in your image, it ain't worth losing. So you just act as if it's nothing happening. God sees you.
Now listen to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood, decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange Show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
And when white people got now that they are becoming okay, that's right. If white people feel they have ownership of R&B music, then it will seem limiting. When they're the ones that say this can get on, this can't get on, you need to sing like this, you need to do that, then that changes the whole scope of R&B. And it happened with hip hop. When it became this type of hip hop and that type of hip hop, this is the same thing that happened
but
to.
But who's making the fucking call to say?
Like an old rich white guy.
This is like for you. Exactly. So he ain't got shit. That bitch can't rap.
But the thing is, you know why I'm not upset about that? No, you know why I'm not upset about it?
His ass can't rap.
Let me tell you why I'm not upset about it.
So he can't tell you what the hell category you fall in.
But when you're trying to get money and you're trying to get a certain status and you are in this country, then that's what it is. And you have to either decide if you're going to be in that system or if you're going to try to work around that system or if you're going to try to manipulate that system. What we don't want to recognize either on the activist side or on the sheeple side is that these are all systems that we have to break into and we have to change.
So what is your hope? What is your hope for the future with that knowledge, with that understanding? What is your hope?
My personal hope?
I just hope at this fucking point
I hope for world peace. Like people think
everybody always say that.
But people think I'm joking when I say that. But I feel like Miss Congeniality when she was like, I really do want world peace. I'm on the. I want people to feel like they have the right to be them.
But there is no peace when you don't have people out there that's still trying to keep people from doing that.
But my hope. Now this is complete ideology. This is pie in the sky. Is that people have the right to be them, free of persecution.
Yeah,
exactly.
No judgment.
Like I said,
because now this is why when I had this, because I at one point I decided maybe I'll be a Muslim. Then I decided maybe I'll be Buddhist. Then I decided why can't I be all?
Right. Exactly.
I said why can't I be all?
Exactly.
And I do follow the teachings of Jesus because that is who I believe. But I feel my personal goal is, my personal thing is for me to say that my hope is for something. That means that I have to start with it. That means that despite myself, I have to show love.
You know what my hope is? I hope that we get to the point where we simplify things. I think that we've made things so complicated with putting them in different boxes.
Everything has a label.
Trying to be politically correct and all that other crap that we didn't.
I think that if we get that, even with religion, I've always been a type of person. I've never been a religious person. And when I say I'm a spiritual person, it's all roads lead to one thing, one place. And so it's not for.
Wait, stop. Say that one more time. Look at the camera and say that again.
Got to zoom in on him. Zoom in on him. Put his name at the bottom of the screen.
For me, all roads lead. So it's not how.
There's a reason why there's similarities in the stories.
You can meditate as long as you have something that you consider your spiritual base. You know what I mean? And what that looks like for you is meant for you.
Yeah,
It's not necessarily meant for me. But I think that the issue is that we've made things so complicated. And so I remember when a long time ago, when my mom was a Jehovah's Witness, it was really crazy because we were raised as Jehovah's Witnesses.
I would never open the door for your ass. She'll be out there on the porch. I'll be looking through the peephole like, oh, you gonna say it right out there, motherfucker.
Well, your mom was a Jehovah. I never knew your mom was a Jehovah's Witness.
It was funny because as a Jehovah's Witness, no one believed in Jehovah. Everyone wanted to say, oh, that is not the name of God. That is not, this, that, and the other. And then when I turned 16, everybody was Jehovah this and Jehovah that.
Jehovah
Jireh. And it was crazy because no one did it before. Right. What I took away from that was that people were limited in their understanding.
That's right.
And for me, I was studying so many different religions at that time that I knew that when you look at one mythology and pair it against another mythology and pair that against another mythology,
you're about to sound like
everything is
the same.
The damn same.
But you know what?
It's just different.
But Blue, you know what I stopped doing? I stopped calling them mythologies because. What we're all trying to do, though, and what people forget in Genesis, especially with Genesis, along with all of the world's religions, is that man has forever been trying to figure out how and why we're here.
And that's why it would be a myth. Because it's a story to
But is it?
Well, we don't know.
If someone believes it, is it a myth?
Well, it's a myth to me because the reason for me is because as humans, the way we know something is by our five senses. Anything outside of our five senses, we start to question. Which is why we question what's beyond the solar system. Because we can't see what's beyond that. And so when you say that you believe in God, it's still a big question mark there because you try to box it in. And so you ask the philosophical question, did God create man or do we create God? Because we put God in an imagery of what we think it's supposed to be. But the reality of it is that to simplify it, God encompasses all things would be beyond our comprehension.
But this is the thing. We are all human. We are all human. And if God is within each one of us, if God is within each one of us, then that means we have some of the capabilities of God. So meaning like, okay, God, if they say God is all loving, if God is in us, that means that you have the capability of being all loving. But
as we
so caught up in, well, you black and I'm white and you Chinese and you Asian and you this and you that, and we done broke it down into so many different categories. Then now we so fucking far gone of looking at, well, you different and you this and you that, but what it all boils down to, we're all fucking human beings. So if an alien came from outer fucking space right now and started attacking the fucking earth, you think I'm gonna give a fuck whether you black or you white or you Asian or whatever? Only thing I'm thinking about is we need to get this shit before it kill us.
But the reality
But that's how it should be all the time. We should have the same mindset all the time.
They already did that
statement.
Yeah, well, Independence Day.
No, they live in England and shit.
Yeah, well,
I think the aliens are based on my natural.
What's your hope, honey? What's your hope?
We'd have been all
you done hoped out over it.
Right.
What's your hope, baby?
My hope is not that
he said so we can move on.
She said, look, I'm hoping they have a sale at the motherfucking store next week. Damn, man.
No.
I know that's
I hope
right.
I can get a chicken back.
My hope is that
a cheesesteak or something.
Both.
Okay. Next cocktail question. Social question.
Go.
Talk about an incident when you were accused of something you did not do and how
that was you. You really are weird.
Talk
about something y'all talking. Y'all playing with. What is wrong?
I don't.
They playing with websites.
But no damn well.
Sad shame.
Close your mouth, shit.
La 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 la.
Talk about an incident.
Okay.
When you were accused of something you did not do, and how did it make you feel?
Oh shit! I was mad.
Wow. Well, I was accused of sleeping with someone's man.
Talk.
Oh.
I didn't do it.
Talk.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It didn't make me feel no kind of way. I just felt like the person is insecure and stupid, but...
I feel you on that, because I had that situation happen with damn
I mean, if that's what you feel, that's what you feel. I mean, I don't feel... I'm going home, get my 8 hours, so... But that's... I mean...
Knock you?
No, I don't... I mean, I don't...
Give a fuck.
What happened? I don't know. When people accuse me of stuff, I don't
So why
remember
would they
that
think
stuff.
why would they think you slept with them?
Because we were cool. Because we were close, hanging out. I would stay the night. People can't be friends unless you're sleeping together these days. Like, I can't have a best friend who's a male. And like we sleep in the same bed. That mean we fondling. Like, that's stupid.
Y'all, well, maybe.
No, we're not.
Did you fondle?
Y'all was sleeping in the same bed.
And when nothing happened.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something like this. I got two
You
best
up in the
friends,
bed with
and I
best
slept in the
friends,
same bed with
nieces,
their motherfucking
and some
asses.
more shit.
And
Ain't
no
nobody
different than me
fucking
sleeping in
nothing.
bed with a cousin or a damn. Oh, I know you fucking with them, but
I know
I think maybe it's their way of seeing you. Maybe they see you as that type of person, whereas though you just
No, they just
sexually free.
intimidated.
Well, yeah, because
Well, I mean, shit, when you all up on the internet with your
ass hanging out.
Right, exactly.
You got nigga, you ass out.
Voluptuous and shit. He on that
He got it on Facebook. I mean,
that bitch looking like Black Jessica Rabbit in that
it ain't like he got an
motherfucker.
OnlyFans page or it's on Pornhub. He got it on the social media.
Right.
Nigga selling asshole all over the day.
Or ChristianCouples.com. He had that shit on ChristianCouples.com.
But if you fast sharing around with your ass hanging out,
It's a champ,
I was just thinking
I'm a cowboy.
He on the farmer's
I have an underwear fetish, and I like underwear, and I like the
I'm not even mad with you.
I'm going around telling people to pull their penis out. I mean,
pull your dick out.
Damn.
Fuck you keep.
You got that score on that motherfucker.
Okay.
Anybody else been accused of anything?
Yeah, I was, but I'm not at liberty to really talk about it.
Oh, y'all know what? Let's go ahead and talk about it.
What's wrong?
They don't want to. That's cocktail question.
No, okay, well, fuck it.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what we hear. Y'all got cocktails. Y'all supposed to be able to say what the hell y'all want.
You right, but see, shit come back and bite you in the ass
I'm
later
about to
on.
say, man, if
we all become
this gonna
famous,
send us to litigation, then I don't
if
want
we
that.
all become famous and shit, they be like, well, you clearly sad.
How you tell the
Like I told
That's
them.
true too.
Yeah, you be as ambiguous as possible.
Right.
But have you been in a situation where you've been accused of something that you didn't do, and this shit was fucked
Well,
up?
I don't know if it's an accusation or what, but I recently left. I recently gave up my membership to an organization that I belong to for almost 20 years.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Hey, thank you.
And when I left that body of people, I had somebody come to me and ask me why I left. I told them that my reasons were my own. And I meant that. They then went on to tell me about how people perceived me in that organization.
How did they perceive?
I did not take it as flattery. They took me, the way that that person explained it was that I was basically a concubine of the leadership.
Who the fuck said this?
Right there is what the hell
of said organization.
Who the fuck said
So
this?
hold on, when you say you're a concubine,
Hold on. Who said it?
A concubine.
You see my face, right?
So I know who said it.
Martin, it was like a concubine.
And so, I have not now, nor have I ever been anybody's concubine.
No, that's right.
Do you understand?
You feel me?
They was your hoe, if anything.
Please understand that I am a savage, and if I wanted you out of hand,
you should have took it back and brought it back.
However, it's my
Fuck that
understanding the way that person brought it to you. You know, they said that the dog that brought the bone carried it.
Exactly. I was about to say, you gotta trust the person that's telling the story.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta look into
it.
Right.
And that dog still probably owe me $500 if it's the right bitch. I'm thinking.
Neverland. But that's the way it was said. That's part of the reason why I left. Was because
we talking about church?
Some of the situations
It's
that I
definitely
found
church
myself
related.
in,
Sound like church. Sound like it.
I didn't feel like
I'm going
it was good for me. And so I removed myself. But my thing is if that is the way that people perceive me, imagine how that leader's wife felt.
What church is this?
I never said church.
With that being said,
She never said those words.
She didn't. We're going to go to break. This is the Cocktail Social with Be Exposed Radio. I'm your host, Blue Waters, and these are my socialites. Join us after these messages. Y'all would be like, y'all got
First they love you, then desert you. Leave with a plate full with no spoon. It ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste. I've been bad, burned, then fucked over. But remain strong through the Passover. Kicking haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me to let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, no pan I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I beat the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they buzzing for the elevator. But I can't save it, it'll be too loud on the pedal stool. Don't carry fakers, always got your hand out demanding favors. When I just looked out, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patients run that, yeah, nigga OT. Cause they wanna see me down like I'm NCT. 6 words, get the fuck away from me. Say I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep it G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back to PC. HOP ain't used to sleep while your third eye always on me. I'm stacking green just to feed the team. My boo, she know that I'm king with chasing my dream. These niggas it seems I rip them, trash them, then put on new jeans. Man, see the problem is, man, you know, I keep it 100, man. Yeah, man, like if I got it, then you got it. Yeah, man, but if I don't got it, then I'ma give it. You feel me? But I definitely got you through the ride, man. Let's get it, yo.
I'm really getting tired of ungrateful ass niggas. They really about to turn me to a hateful ass nigga. Like I was never there when you never had figures. Pull triggers for you niggas when you caught up in the trenches. Man, I really don't get it. I don't know what's going on, but I really don't feel it. Niggas.
Like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. What you up with, that's so hard. Don't matter. Can you imagine how I really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, that's cause my father did. Mom's bringing different niggas in and out the crib. No money, so you seen it's less than all your friends. But it a joke because your mother was a crackhead. Older sister hoeing off, giving all the homies head. I could wait for your response, but they let her hear me talk, so I'll just wait for the applause. I always knew that I was great, I got them haters so appalled. I'ma make it out the darkness, and my word is my bond. Delivering these bars while I'm gripping on my balls. Jealous niggas hate to see you succeed, so fuck them all. I'm the master of my destiny, nigga, you not in charge. You either on your grind or in the Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's
period.
The real. Right. That's the real deal.
It's period.
Right. And all that old money shouldn't go toward this. Money should go to if the child is with one of the parents. 24/7, 7 days a week. You don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is what it is. Radio show.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'ma show these niggas what to do at one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should have been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't list them. But her son was so beautiful when she kissed him. Blame it on love, but nigga she could've died with. Destroyed the whole world and found out she was a side chick. The nigga loved his wife and it got hard to hide it. So when Quinn confronted him, he ain't even denied it. Her fault, depends on who you asking. She tried to be a stripper, but the tip out was taxing. Buying all the purses, trying to keep up with the fashion. And her mama hated babysitting with a passion. She deserved better circumstances. A black queen, she should've been blessed with certain chances. Looked down upon, getting all the hurting glances. Making men change up all the twerking stances. She never cried about the pain, only gritted her teeth. But most soldiers never get a flower or a wreath. She like G.I. Jane in the war with no relief. Don't recognize why killers was going through her beef. She said more prayers than the nun did. After seeing so much struggles with only one kid, the clinic said baby number 2.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Black by Demand radio show.
Control. They said she wouldn't so they didn't know if she had a weapon. So it's just a mess. So yeah, you do have to have these discussions with your children.
You do, and you have to make them aware of that there is an enemy out there. Every time the police pull you over, or every time you have an interaction with the police as a black person, you are at risk of being in front of your enemy. Hopefully, it's not a police officer that wants to demonstrate that he's your enemy, but we all see it's a high probability of that being the case. So if we're not talking to our children do not have the coping mechanisms to deal with these type of intense situations. What they're going to do is what most of us do as black people, me and anyone else, which is become emotional. And that is the trigger point for the police. They know that black people are emotional people. So when they arrive on the scene, they are purposely trying to say and do things to you to get your emotions up, right? And then once they get your emotions up, then it's like, oh, that's what we needed. Now we're going to kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. You know, so I'm saying we need to have these discussions with our children, you know, and make them understand in this day and age, and it's every day and age really, but we'll just say this day and age for the sake of it being so prevalent on social media, like you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. And I think a lot of us as black people are just scared to still tell our children that there are a group of people out here that are your enemies.
Join us every Monday at 12 noon for Black by Demand radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
This unknown to find who we really are. Crash into something new. Take a break from our broken.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Kocktail Social. I'm your host, Blue Waters. These are my socialites, and we were talking about
slut rape.
We were talking about
I wasn't ready.
We weren't ready, but we were talking.
I wasn't ready.
At some point.
Oh my
But we were
God.
talking about the incident in which you were accused of something you did not do.
Yeah,
and so that was the situation. You were saying that you were accused of being a concubine, which you weren't. And that's why
not
you left.
even in the. That's not why I left.
You left because of some other reasons. But,
Yeah, my reasons
But this
are
was
on,
kind of
but
like
that
a-
came to me after the fact from a member of the
You left
organization.
because we've been praying.
I'm gonna tell you
So
something.
long.
Oh my goodness.
And they wonder why
I think
so hot grease on them motherfuckers.
I was accused.
Wait a minute, Jesus.
I think I've been accused of I've been accused several times of some things that I didn't do, but I think it's also it's because of how people perceive me.
Right.
So I think in my earlier days I was seen as more sexual than I actually was. And so people would say that I was doing stuff. Now, let me tell you, I'm a sexual person, trust and believe, and I'm not ashamed of anything that I've ever done. But I'm the type of person who I'd rather tell my story than you tell my story.
Yes.
So I'll tell my story on myself.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So when someone brings a story and say, well, this is what you did, or this is how you did it, then I'm like,
I love y'all.
If you want to know what
we
I
are all
did,
so much
ask me.
I love y'all.
I'll tell you.
And
Like, I'm not ashamed of what I do.
I think that a lot of times people, I feel like they make stories up about you to demonize you, to project their own selves on you, to you. And so I was with a dude, and I was head over heel about this dude. The dude struggled with his sexuality and everything like that. But his narrative about how he was I was coming on to him. And the reality of it was we were messing around in a mutual situation, and he didn't want to take ownership of that. And the story was that, I was pressed up on him. No, I wasn't pressed about anything because dick is a lot. There's a lot of there's a lot of penises out here, and I think for men, and this is what I have to say to a lot of straight men. Just because you have a penis doesn't mean that every gay man wants you.
Please explain.
And just because you have a dick don't mean that you know how to use it. So trust and believe that you ain't, you know what I'm saying? And I think that everyone believes that because in size doesn't really matter because you can have a big dick and don't know what to do with it.
Not at all.
A little dick and wear that motherfucker out.
So
I'm trying to let you know that none of the stuff that you think matters really matters, and it doesn't fly with me. But the story that they were the way that they were trying to make it is that, this person is that and everything, and you did this with this one and everything like that. And my thing is, in my mind, the way that I looked at it was that you wanted to do these things with me, and you wanted that to be a fact, but you really don't have it, whatever you need or whatever it's supposed to be or to take to even impress me. And so that's how it was.
So with that being said, I've had somebody come to me and tell me that I need to rein in myself because I give off a sexual energy. That is not my intention. I'm not walking around going, ooh la la, Jessica Rabbit, whatever. I don't know.
Like the fuck you walking around real
That's what you say. I can't help that you ugly.
Nickel tassels on. Like you just walk around with them on already underneath your clothes.
Like if anybody knows me, they know that I'm a touchy-feely, honey baby, sugar poo-poo, hey, how you doing kind of person.
That's not necessarily sexual. You make it sexual. That's like someone used to sit back and he used to make everything about someone trying to be, sexually deviant. So they would do stuff like have cameras around the house for their children and stuff because they were concerned about their sons touching their daughters and stuff like that. And I'm like, you projecting your fucked up situation onto your kids.
So that's what it is. People projecting.
Yeah, they're projecting their own shit onto you. And
they found something in you.
Right. People feel some type of way about it.
I should hope not. That would be disturbing.
That wide back, pointy titty, broad wearing ass bitch.
Do you know
your position? No, but every church has
titty broad.
You know those titties that make your them bras that make your titties look like missiles. Them bras you gotta order. You can't even get them bitches in the store. You gotta order them.
So
I heard just now.
I'm sorry, just touching it, bro. I'm just like,
what's the next question?
No, hold on.
Did you answer?
Here's one for me that's not sexually related.
Oh, thank
you. One thing that I've been accused of quite often and within the music community is that I am either mean or difficult.
Oh no, you a diva.
Basically, my ass is Aretha. Like I'm difficult. I'm demanding. That I will fire you at the moment's notice.
That's your background singer, is he?
No, I think
that like this. I feel like with him, and I love music, but I feel like with him, it's a time to joke and it's a time to do work. And as much as we joke and as much as we love each other and everybody cool and all of that whole bullshit, when it boils down to it, when it's time for a fucking show, have your shit together.
Right.
That's how I take it. So if somebody on the outside can say, well, oh, you being difficult, no. I want my shit presented a certain particular
That's right.
way.
That's right.
I'm being passionate. I'm being passionate about my work. I want it to be right.
Like, oh, that's just doing too much or whatever.
No. My thing is that, and this is how I look at it. You know, I was given this gift. I respect this gift more than anything. I absolutely love singing.
Yeah.
Like, I am me, the most honest part of me when I'm on stage. As Bleu said, all of me is represented on stage. And, come on now. And, you better watch out, you be backup singing.
Make that bitch your backup dancer.
Right. But seriously, my thing is that it took me a long time to feel comfortable about my sound and who I am in general. And I fight for it. And I feel like everyone should fight for it. You know, one thing about a lot of Baltimore bands is that they're used to being at the forefront and the vocalist just kind of being icing. No. I want all of the attention.
And can I say something about that? I think in Baltimore, a lot of times when it comes to musicians, there's an ego that if you can play, then you have arrived. And a lot of times, a lot of times.
Where did you go?
Where did you arrive? Because they
to my church.
Exactly. But a lot of that's what they believe, and what happens is that there's this idea that if you run all over the place as a singer, if you get a high note as a singer, then you're doing something. And a lot of times people don't know how to tell the story. And so when they're singing and they're trying to impress you with their acrobats, but they're not actually singing. They're not telling a story, so they don't know how to pull you in. And I think that a part of being a singer, which I loved about the 70s and in the era before then, is that those people who were singing, they sung from their soul because they believed in what they were singing. And it was a part of it, and a part of them, and you got that. You know, when you heard Billie Holiday, she could have been high as a motherfucking kite. But when she sung her song, you felt every motherfucking word of it. And you know, it didn't matter what she did.
Because you know what? Because she tapped into humanity.
And I don't think singers know how to do that anymore. I don't think musicians know how to do that anymore.
Amy Winehouse was hanging on by a thread, but I swear, when she opened her mouth, I'm like,
what kind of fuckery is this?
And I'm like, yes, there we go.
Precisely.
But there's a reason why, and I've always wanted to be that person. I always wanted to present the highest quality. Now, if that means that that's the highest quality that I can offer in that moment, then that's what it is. I'm giving you my best at then. Then maybe next year I'm giving you even better because that's my best at that moment. And I'm always striving to make sure that it's better than the last time.
Yeah.
Because I really, honestly, my goal is to be great.
And I think people are called diva, or they saying that are accused of being difficult when you challenge them to respect your dream.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes,
commit to your vision.
Yes,
because of course they're going to come.
And you're unyielding about it.
And yes. So when you got a vision and you have something that you actually believe in, people will sit back and they'll shit on that because it's not theirs. You know what I mean? But if it was them, you know what I'm saying? If it's their image or if it's their presentation or something like that, then they're going to say, oh, no, I need you to do it like this. But because it's you, then I can do I can do all sorts of fuckery. And you know what I'm talking about because it was a motherfucking drummer that was a piece of shit to you. And I feel like you took that motherfucking drumstick and you should have beat the fuck out of him on that goddamn stage. But you were very professional. But for him to do that to you, that was very disrespectful. And I feel like as a person, me personally, if I ever see that motherfucker, I will never recommend him for shit. I wouldn't recommend him beat on my dick. So,
that's saying a lot coming from Bleu. What's the next question?
I'm with you.
The question is,
Holy family. I know that's
Fuck it. So, share a fear.
Share a fear.
Share a fear that you have about the future.
Oh.
Failing.
I don't want to have to be looking up at the sky and they say the big ass rock is about to hit the damn earth and we only got a couple damn seconds left. And you know the shit they see in movies and shit. I don't want no fucking. Yeah, that's too much.
I fear
that's bullshit. But
I don't believe it's bullshit. I fear that we are going to get to the point where we're not going to have enough resources to sustain humanity.
Well, this is the thing. If we stop with the fuckery of worrying about who, what color, and who look like this, and what your preference is, and this, that, and the other, because like I said, when it all boils down to it, if the asteroid getting ready to hit the Earth, if you a Klans member next to me, at this point we talking about surviving. I don't give a shit that you're a Klans member, and he might not give a shit that I'm black. But because we trying to survive something that's bigger than just the bull crap that we put on each other on this planet. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe I'm.
Me personally, I just think that we respect the planet. I don't think we respect our home enough.
We don't.
And I feel like my fear is that because it's just science.
Over the earth.
I think the science of it is that because we've become cancerous, where we're eating up everything.
We're parasites. It's a parasite.
The planet is going to expel us and get rid of us.
That part.
And because that will make us survive.
Yeah, because
Yeah, well, I've had some shrimps too.
Yeah.
So I've had some good shrimps.
Oh no.
I like
But
shrimp.
that's what my biggest fear is that, we're not going to have enough water for people. We're not going to have enough food for people. We're not going to have enough homes for people. Diseases is going to start being rampant. And everything. There's going to be pandemics, epidemics, and all sorts of
tragedy.
So I think, please don't.
Commonplace.
Oh well, my biggest fear is simple. Mine's just dying alone.
My Lord.
That's some true ass shit.
I just want to go hug you.
I'm just being honest. That's my fear is dying alone.
Shit.
So what are you going to do about it? What are you doing about that?
What am I doing about it? Sleeping with other people, man. Say no.
Oh, you ain't learned. You weren't fucking
That's why they was about to whoop your ass.
That's one way to die. You may not be alone, but that's one way to die.
Don't love you anymore.
And honestly, can I be honest? I fear. I'm gonna take it a step higher. It's not really being alone. I fear death, to be honest. Like, I fear death.
That's some shit.
I fear death.
You don't know what to expect.
I don't know what to expect. I don't know when to expect it. And I fear it as far as me dying. I fear death as far as my loved ones passing. Like, it's something that bothers me. The older I get, it's like, damn, the clock is ticking.
Because I'm going to tell you, like my parents are getting older. You know what I mean?
Right.
They still in pretty good damn shape. But I'm like, damn, like, they can't, they're not going to be here forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I guess once you reach a certain age, you're like, when you in your 19, 20, whatever, you don't think about death. But when your ass hit 40, you be like, I might gotta get that prostate exam or that breast exam or, I ain't got no goddamn prostate. I got no goddamn prostate.
Listen.
I'm just saying,
that's a real fear.
It is, because you don't know what to expect. You really don't know what to expect.
I'm going to say a reality is that you don't have to live beyond 19 now. Because people aren't living beyond 19.
Yeah, it's
so
kids
the reality
out
is like, if you think about it, the way society is set up, you could go out here and you could be doing everything right. You could be, healthy, eating all the right food, drinking all the water you can drink, and a motherfucker can just blow your head off.
Or what just happened in Milwaukee, which is a sad story. I was on the phone with my friend Hannah from Milwaukee, and last night it was two cars speeding up the street and hit a 4, 7, and 10-year-old.
No.
4-year-old died. The 7-year-old I think is about to die, and the 10-one is in critical condition about to die.
Jesus.
So
so I fear death. You don't know. I don't know.
It's like Final Destination. You don't know when that shit gonna come. You don't know.
I mean, honestly, going to sleep and just passing away in your sleep is peaceful.
Yeah.
But when you think about
it, is it?
I mean,
because we don't know.
We don't. But if you're sleeping, you don't wake up. You don't know that you didn't wake up.
That part.
So, but as opposed to you having to endure somebody's pain. You get what I mean? So I think that it's and then the past week I've lost 2 young people.
Wow.
You know, one was 19. I think both of them were 19. So they hadn't even begun life
at all.
You know, and they're out here and they don't even have a real idea. Now, me in my 40s, I'm thinking, damn, when I was growing up, we was that generation where they were saying that we wouldn't make it to 40.
Yeah.
Right.
But for our children, just to exist in this society, we don't know, and that's fucked up because for young people to go to school now, they have to worry about some kid coming to school and blowing everybody.
They doing drills now with schools.
That wasn't some shit that we had to deal with.
But you know what? But I blame it on the fact that everybody, it's like everybody wants like special treatment for whatever situation they in. Like, I don't know. It's like we have I guess segregated ourselves to the point where it's like, oh well, you in this category, you in this category, you in this category, you in this category, and it's kind of I don't know.
I won't. You know, I blame it on the fact that these are issues that have been going on for so long,
and they ignored it.
They ignored it, and they kept saying, "Oh, it's just boys will be boys, it's
girls will be girls.
This is how things
blah, blah, blah.
are." And when you leave something untreated,
exactly.
It's always going.
Just like right now, like everything is sexual harassment.
No, but beyond that, I want to use that as a encompassing thing. Is that when you have people who are marginalized to the point that they don't feel like they are legitimate humans, and that their only way out is to now take out the people who have been causing. That is a real issue. How, and you know,
but that comes with denial, because if you deny the truth,
you know
what it really is.
I have a cousin who I call my cousin son, who I've had the benefit of helping to raise. He's 19 years old now, and I worry about him at this moment. I am worrying about him. There's not a second that goes by that he is not somewhere in my mind, because he's 6'5".
Yeah.
But he is a complete. He's a new soul.
He's a child.
He's a new soul.
He's a baby,
and he's a baby, and no one else sees that. Now I see that.
We see that.
Y'all see that.
Other people,
but
don't
other
see
people are not going to
babies.
see that.
Because like my daughter is only 11,
but I'm about to say 11
in my height.
But even beyond that,
they looking at them like they grown people.
I was at the playground one time. One of my godsons, who was about 4, and it was a little 5-year-old boy. He took off his shirt, and this lady, she said, "Oh, look at that little man there. He's just such a little man." I'm like, "No, that's not a man. He's 5. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, why do you see him as an adult? You nasty fuck." And I'm sitting there thinking, like, yeah, you getting turned on by this.
But it's so. Did you see? Well, you know,
but
you just opened up a whole train of thought, like and I'm telling you, this little boy is cut up. But it's a disability that it's like a some type of disorder that he has that makes him like he's like maybe 4 or 5 years old, but he's cut up like a grown man.
I need that goddamn disorder.
But it's a disability.
It's a disorder that he has, or disability, whatever you want to call it. And he's like really muscular, but he's a little kid.
I had a kid when I first started working with children, and he was like that. He was only, I would say, about 13 years old. He was extremely muscular.
Now, was he muscular, or did he just have a big head?
No,
you got a big head. You just perceive like this motherfucker.
No, he was extremely muscular, but he was about as bright as absolute darkness. He was a good guy. He was a good guy. Wait a minute. But what I will say is this.
Wait, you could not about to go past that dumb shit.
So what I will say
this asshole said
For those of you who missed it, he was as bright as absolute darkness.
So he was 36. So it's to be expected. And I'll say that to say this, because when you were saying...
that was lady shit right there.
He was just, that's how bright he was. So I will say that a problem with our young people is that we don't prepare them for adulthood.
True.
And so when they are going into the developmental change in adolescence, that we hold them to the nest. And I think that handicaps them, because when they get 18, 19, 20, and 21, they don't have the skills to necessarily survive the world that is out there.
But it's the conditions in which we've been presented.
I think it's a mix, though. It's a mix of how do you keep their childhood, because at the same in the same breath, because I went to middle school with rich white kids. Who were given their childhood, who were given all of these opportunities. Now, I knew because of my parents and because I was the black kid in class that I could not do what they did.
Right.
But they were given the opportunity to fuck up. They were given the opportunity to try things. They were given the opportunity to not know.
True.
You know, when we go to, especially HBCUs, you got to go in knowing.
Right.
You need to know what you're gonna be, what you're gonna do, and and graduate. But they were given the opportunity to be philosophy majors.
But see, the thing is,
and so now I'm not saying that this is right or wrong. I'm not saying that this is. I'm saying this is wrong. But what I'm saying is that these are things that I noticed. I remember being on a soccer team, and that I was a danger to the other soccer players. And nobody else was.
Because why?
Because I was the nigga. I remember being in middle school.
But you're not really a nigga, but that's what they was looking at.
Oh, that's how they saw me. I remember my anger. They were so afraid of it that they had a crew of white men who got together and created an anger task force for me.
Nope.
Real shit.
Nope.
That if I got upset,
then
they took me to a room, and there would be two white men.
So they circled you like you was shouting in church.
There were two white men at the door, and there was one white man in the room. So that is.
Oh, I know. You got finish.
No, that's just what it was. You know, it was what it was. Now, thank God I learned how to handle myself from that. And it is my goal to make sure that other young men know how to handle themselves in these situations, because it happens.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely. And with that being said, this is the Cocktail Social. And we are on Be Exposed Radio.
Yeah, we are.
I'm Blue Waters, and these are my socialites. Get your cocktail and come back after these messages.
You need a little traveling urinal in here.
That part.
Listen to this flashback of Skyline Radio Show.
So where we at? Where we talk about the effects and what's going on in these schools, and what people don't understand. Just real briefly, I just want to talk a little bit about what people say bullying is or is not. So bullying comes in many forms. It's a teasing, it's the cyberbullying, it's the texting, it's the phone calls, it's the posting of pictures and people's personal information to pretty much cause them harm, to have them feel insecure. It's the sex assaults that people actually put out there. There are physical assaults, and there are mental assaults and emotional assaults. And what I like to remind individuals that any aggressive behavior towards anyone that is unwanted and unwarranted in an individual asks you to stop. Let's stop there. Stop.
And they should be respecting that.
Respecting that and respecting yourself, because when you're able to respect another person, you're able to respect yourself. And the way that you're able to show that respect is that you know that you have a gift, and you know you're uniquely made and that you matter, and then you also acknowledge that the next person beside you matters as well.
Right.
You know, and we lose that sometimes. Bullying is a behavior that underestimates the lives and legacy of you. I'm sure when they was bullying me, and I'm sure when they was bullying you, they didn't understand who you're going to become later on. I didn't know.
Right, because I'm popping. I can't. All right, let me tell you, all those people who felt like they wanted to say whatever to me, look at me now.
It's like, no, y'all don't understand, but I've been through some things, okay?
And you know what? No. I applaud you and I salute you, because a lot of times we do not take the time to say, I'm okay and I'm okay with me and there's nothing wrong with me and I'm amazing and I'm blessed and I'm strong and I matter.
Join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Skyline Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
This is a Poverty ENT exclusive. Next stop, Texaco, strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
Nigga, chose by another nigga, bitch. Damn, this chopper got 50 round clip. So this Molly and the syrup got me geeking, shorty. Ain't know I popped them Xannies, had them sleeping on me. Love in a hood full of hate. Pray to God that he open up them gates. Rest in peace to Freddie Gray and Lil Scooter. Putting on for our city, watch his door.
Next stop, Texaco, strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. Exactly. Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature. And I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understand.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Cocktail Social. As you can see that we are 2 members short.
Yes.
So we're at our last 5 minutes. And before the question, our final cocktail question to close out the show is, if you could go back to an earlier age, what age would you go back to and why?
13.
And why?
13. Why? Because the 90s was everything. Like music, clothes, just the whole feel. Like the good times of going out being a kid and playing in the playgrounds and all that stuff. Like it was just something that the kids, Saturday morning cartoons, like just the whole experience of the 90s. I would go back to 13. Because these kids don't know what they missing, you know.
You know what the funny thing is? I think I'll probably go back to maybe 11. 11 for the same reason, but I would want to have the knowledge that I have now. Then I think because growing up then, if I had this persona, you know, and I had this confidence, I would have gone through life a lot more differently. So I would have been a lot more, you know, things would not have been the same way. You know what I mean? And so I feel like, you know, for me, it would be.
I saw you wrap that corner.
You know, I would have assured myself. And I think I probably would have came out a lot earlier. Like I would have been okay with myself. And I would not have been. I wasn't doing all that. You know, every so often, you know, you did something. But I would have been okay with that. You know what I mean? That medium. Did it start? Come on in.
What should you go back to?
I think 13 is a decent age.
13.
I made a lot of decisions at 13 that affected my grown-up side. And so, yeah, I will go back to that.
Hello.
I'm sorry, we were trying to figure out what happened to that wings.
I see. The question for the last 5 minutes is if you could go back to an earlier age, what age would you go back to and why? So, Kable picked 13.
K picked 13.
I said 11.
Yeah.
Because, and I do agree, things were simpler. We were shielded from a whole lot because stuff was fucked up then. But we were
our social skills were even better. Like, yeah, totally.
Social skills are dead now.
Yeah. And you know what? I would have hoped that they would have waited with technology. Like, I think that kind of killed a whole lot of stuff.
It did.
It messed up dating. It messed up, just people being social. Like, I mean, it's to the point where now we're sitting around tapping on our phones. And we at dinner, and we tapping on our phones. We in the same room. It's like, okay, we a group of friends come together for a party. And everybody on their phone.
We not on our phone at dinner. I don't play that. I don't like that.
You don't like that?
Those phone chat lines, and actually, I had such horrible experiences with them that even to this day, I do not. I don't recommend that for anybody. I think anybody that's on phone chat lines, voice chat lines, that was around that time frame too. When they were called on the chat lines and everything, and the group chats and stuff like that. And
pick up the phone.
Yeah, it'd be a creep over there, or it'd be somebody that's like 500 pounds. 7 feet tall, and they got on Lee personal nails trying to find that.
They pay good money for chubby motherfuckers to just
personal nails. I push
that time of life was good. That time in the 90s, that's all I just wanted. Just from '88 on, it was just fantastic. You had Janet Jackson coming out with Rhythm Nation. You had, think about it. You had TGI at Fridays. You had Saturday morning cartoons. You had cartoons. You had cartoons that came on once you went home from school.
You know what? You have to get cable.
Get Disney Plus, because that shit about to be hot.
The one we used to mess with in high. You do remember that, Keith? You're about to be that kid again. I'm about to pick with you and Jim again.
Don't listen to this.
I'm about to
enjoy cartoons.
Jim, one again.
Don't let
animated series. Come on.
So the Seahawks.
Listen, we had all that stuff.
The Seahawks.
Goddamn Seahawks.
So
Big Bad Black Boys.
Street Frogs.
Well, with that being said,
Tree Frog, what the fuck is happening?
With that being said, my socialites.
Time to go.
Gummy bears.
This is.
I think he said go to break. I don't think it's over.
No, it is. It's
over.
This is the end. We have to bid our friends goodbye. This is our Cocktail Social. Join us next week. Remember that you can submit your questions if you have a topic that you would like us to discuss here on the Cocktail Social. By all means, DM me. Or if you would like to be a guest socialite, you could DM me because we would love to have you join us. So next week we'll be back here at 7 p.m. And this is the Cocktail Social. I'm your host, Blue Waters. And these are my socialites.
The Cocktail Social. The Cocktail.
Skirt, 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 skirt.